Hello guys, welcome to the lecture 13 of machine learning series. In our previous video, we have seen how to fetch the data using API keys. Now in this video, we'll be moving to some advanced topic called web scraping. Okay, in this video, we'll be entirely seeing how to fetch the data using web scraping. Okay, now before understanding how to do this certain web scraping, first we need to understand what actually is this web scraping. Okay, web scraping is the process of extracting data from websites automatically using code instead of copying manually. Okay, now let us say this is an web page. Now in this web page I have content. Okay, entire text content is available. Now to extract entire this text content, okay, to extract entire this text content, instead of copying it manually, okay, instead of just dragging and copying it manually, what I will be doing is I'll be using some automated tool. Okay, I'll be using some automated tool to extract this entire text content. Okay, to extract this entire text content. This is how and web scraping works. Okay, this is actually what is web scraping. Now why do we do web scraping? Okay, what is the reason for doing this web scraping? Now in certain scenarios, let us say we have Google Colab. Now this Google Colab provides readily available downloadable files. Okay, readily available downloadable files which has data. Okay, which has data in it. Now in certain scenarios, okay, in certain scenarios other than this Google Colab, other than this Kaggle website, we'll be having some other websites, okay, other sites where the data is present. Now they don't provide, okay, they don't provide the data as a downloadable file. Now in those scenarios you need to do web scraping. Okay, you need to do web scraping. Now let us say we have a Flipkart website. Now in this Flipkart website we'll be having real-time price and product name and product reviews, right? Real-time product name, price and real-time reviews. Now this content, okay, this entire content is not available as a downloadable file. Now what we do, we extract entire this text. Okay, we entirely extract this text using web scraping. Okay, through web scraping. Next, no API provided. Okay, no, we have already seen in our previous videos how do we fetch data using this API keys. Okay, now in that scenario even we didn't have any downloadable file, right? Now how I am able to fetch that data using API keys? But there are some websites like Flipkart or Amazon, they don't provide you readily available API keys. Okay, so in those scenarios use do web scraping manually. And next is for large scale data collection. Okay, now let us say you are building a complex machine learning application. Now in this case you will be using definitely a complex model, right? Now to train this complex model you need a lot of amount of data. Okay, you need lots of amounts of data, right? For training this machine learning application you will be requiring lot of amount of data. So in that scenarios you will be using web scraping. Okay, web scraping helps you to scrape the data, okay, to entirely scrape the text from multiple web pages. Okay, if you have thousands or millions of web pages you can scrape it using web scraping. Okay, now how web scraping is done? First, let's say this is our web page and we have entire text content in it. Let us say we are using Google Colab. Now what Google Colab does? Okay, now from our Google Colab, okay, from our cell what we do is we send and request. Okay, we send and request. Now the response that we receive from this web page could be successful or denied. Okay, sometimes some certain websites, okay, some certain websites like NASA or some government websites doesn't allow you to scrape their website. Okay, doesn't allow you to scrape their website. So in those cases they deny the request. Okay, they deny the request. But in certain scenarios there are some sample websites. Okay, let us say Internshala or some other websites. Okay, those websites helps you do web scraping. Okay, in that scenarios from our Google Colab you send a request and you will receive a response whether it is successful or it is denied. So if it's successful it provides you an HTML content. Okay, the web page provides you and HTML content. Okay, now from where is this HTML content coming? Now if you go to that particular web page and click on inspect, okay, and click on inspect, you will be seeing entire HTML content over there. Okay, you will be seeing entire HTML content over there. From that, okay, that particular HTML content is coming to your Google Colab. Now after getting that HTML content, we parse the required data. Okay, we only parse the required data and convert it to JSON or CSV, or we store it in our database. This is how entire web scraping works. Now what are the top web scraping tools? The very first tool is BeautifulSoup. Okay, it is a very basic tool. Okay, it is a very basic tool which helps in web scraping some basic web pages. Okay, not very heavily JavaScripted websites, but very basic web pages which are built on HTML content. Okay, the very first is BeautifulSoup. It is a basic web scraping tool, and other three, okay, other three web scraping tools are little complex. Okay, are little complex, and they basically help you to scrape the large amount of data. Okay, to scrape large amounts of data. If you want large amounts of data, then you will be using these other three tools. And also, if the web page, okay, if the web page is heavily oriented on JavaScript, then in those cases also you will be using these particular three tools. Okay, now let us see how can we fetch the data using web scraping from multiple websites. Okay, for that, first I am importing request library. Okay, to send the request and to receive the response, I am using request library, and then I am importing BeautifulSoup tool. Okay, BeautifulSoup tool for web scraping. Okay, now next, first I am providing the URL. Okay, URL of this website. Okay, this is the website, and okay, you can see that this website contains entire codes and their corresponding authors. Okay, you can see that this is the code and corresponding author names. Okay, now all the data, okay, entire data is organized in such a manner. Now next, I am providing the URL, and then I am checking, I am just sending the request and I am receiving the response. Now let me print the response. Okay, I'll be showing what's the response of this. Right, you can see that I have got response is 200, means successful. Okay, now the web page has granted me the access to fetch the entire HTML content. Now let me print the text. Okay, what the HTML content I have received. Now you can see that this is the entire HTML content that I have received. Okay, entire HTML content that I have received. Now in this entire HTML content, you can see that there are unnecessary spaces. Okay, there are unnecessary spaces over there. Now to remove the spaces, what I'll be doing is I'll be creating, okay, I'll be creating an object called soup, and then in this particular BeautifulSoup tool, I'll be parsing this entire text. Okay, I'll be parsing this entire text, and I'm using HTML parser to remove this entire spaces. Okay, to remove this entire unnecessary spaces. Now let me show what's the output of this soup. Yeah, you can see that the unnecessary spaces have been removed, right? Unnecessary spaces have been removed from this entire content. Okay, now after processing this entire HTML content, now I'll be starting to fetch my data. How I'll be fetching the data? Soup dot, okay, object dot find all. Okay, this BeautifulSoup has an attribute called find all. Now from this find all, I'll be fetching, okay, I'll be fetching through tags. Okay, through HTML tags, I'll be fetching my entire data. Now I want to fetch quote and author name. Okay, quote and author name. So I'll be going to inspect. Okay, I'll be going to inspect, and just I'll be selecting the text. Okay, I have selected this particular quote. Now to fetch this entire quote, I'm using span. Okay, sorry, this entire quote is present in span attribute. So in span, the class is text. So what I'll be doing, I'll be mentioning span and class is equal to text. Okay, to fetch the entire quote. Okay, now next I need to fetch the author. Where is my author present? Again, I'll be selecting the author name. Okay, I'll be just selecting the author name. Now after selecting the author name, where is my author name present? Okay, my author name is present in small attribute where class is equal to author. Okay, now again I'll be mentioning small attribute and class is equal to author. After that I have got my entire quotes, okay, entire quotes in the particular web page and entire author names, because entire quotes and author names are specified in the comment tags. Okay, for all the quotes and particular authors the tags are common, so that is in that way I'm fetching entire quote and author names. Okay, now let me print the content. You can see that particular quote and author name. Okay, this code is basically used to organize the entire data. Okay, you can see that this is the output of our web scraping. Now let us see how to fetch the data from some different website. Okay, now this is that particular website which contains all the book names as well as the rating and price tag. Okay, now let us see how to fetch the entire data. Okay, now I'm going to that particular website. Okay, I'm just hitting that particular website. Entire thing is same. Now books is equal to soup.select article.pod. Okay, why I am doing this? Because if you see, okay, if you see this entire title as well as price is present in, okay, is present in this particular pod. Okay, we entirely say this entire blue highlighted region is called a pod. Okay, just I'm clicking on this pod. You can see that it is a product pod. Okay, you can see that it is product pod. Okay, article dot, okay, article attribute product pod. Now in this particular product pod I have my entire title as well as price tag. Okay, now again I am selecting the title. Okay, I am selecting the title. Now my title is present in a tag under title. Okay, a tag under title. Okay, under h3 under a tag under title. Now h3 dot, okay, h3 dot a dot title. Okay, a of title. Okay, I am fetching the title from that particular tag. Okay, now in the similar way price as well. Next I'll be just clicking on price. Okay, it is present in p class is equal to price color and this particular. Okay, here my price is present. Okay, so that is why I am doing p dot price color. Okay, and I am extracting the text from that. Okay, I am extracting text and you can see that this is the output. Okay, this is the output. Next I am using some different website. Okay, now I'll be using some e-commerce website. Okay, this is that particular e-commerce website. Now I need to scrape the data from this e-commerce website. Now how I'll be doing that? First I need to hit that URL and I need to parse the entire data. Okay, now next div thumbnail. Okay, div thumbnail. Why I'm doing this div thumbnail? Because yeah, just a second. Okay, now this entire, okay, this entire information of product name, price as well as the description of that product is present in, okay, is present in thumbnail. Okay, is present in this particular thumbnail. So that is why I am doing div dot thumbnail. Okay, this div is nothing but my attribute name. Okay, this div is nothing but my attribute name. So from this I need, okay, first I need to go to this thumbnail and extract my entire product name as well as price and description. Okay, now let me just click on this product name. Okay, you can see that it is present in a tag and title is equal to as is Vivo book. Okay, now next a dot title. Okay, a dot title. Now again I need description. Okay, just I'm going to description and p class. Okay, class is equal to description. Okay, next you can see that p dot description. Okay, p dot description and h4 dot price. Okay, in the similar way this price is present in h4 tag. Okay, you can see that this price is present in, okay, you can see that this price is present in h4 tag. Okay, in this way you will be extracting the entire data. After extracting of the data I am creating a list. Now what does this list contain? This list contains the title of the product and also corresponding price and description. Okay, now this is an item in a list. Okay, so in that way I'll be creating multiple items in that list, and I'm just converting it to data frame, and I'm printing the entire data. So in this way you can also convert this entire web scraped data into a list, and from list to and data frame. Okay, in this way the entire process is done. Okay, hope you guys like this video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.